As you see in the title, this is the finale. It's the end of the series. This is a restaurant. We kind of need to be able to sell food. Despite it only being 8 items, we also have to collect 18 different resources. Very odd, but I will not question it. There we go. Look at that. It's working. Yes. So this took a little bit more brain power than I was anticipating. With the completion of the melon pops, all of our food is done. I was out getting materials all day. That last clip was yesterday. I don't have many days left. I am slightly crazy. Pete, forest gone. I look fantastic. As per usual, I make projects too big for myself. If I have extra time, I'm gonna redo this bridge. Choo choo. It's finally done. I believe I have made 28 trees. The full vision was to walk out in the morning and see a train go by. So I designed a train. Tour de Goose. That is the name of the train. But let me go ahead and paste in a schematic. This train is impressive. It's got 4 bogies just for passengers. Unfortunately, though, they don't work. See, we're using handcrafted, and for some reason, those chairs do not work when they're a train. So these are purely decorative. The only functioning seat in the whole train is the conductor, which is fine. This whole thing is for decoration anyway. It does kind of suck, but it doesn't look great with the create seats, and I really like the look of the benches. So, oh well. I've got enough gunpowder in here. We should be able to complete the train in one sitting. So let's do this. And there we have it. The train is complete. It's in the world. Oh, this is wonderful. Whole thing is glued, I think, I hope. All right, here we go. Assemble train. Whole thing should be good now. But yeah, here we go. Let's go ahead and sit down. Start our train. Oh, and it looks like I've messed up. I shouldn't be able to see the roof. So let's fix that. There we go. Much better. Oh, we have left a lot of it. That's not good. It's in my face. This is the process. It can be tedious, but once you get it figured out, it looks super cool and it's totally worth it. Assemble train, hop in the seat, and here we go. All right, I did forget to glue those. Okay, well, most of it's done now. All right, last try. We got this. Easy. Done. I got this. No mistakes this time. And how are we still missing that? The top half was glued and the bottom half was glued, but they weren't glued together. So all I should have to do is grab a piece of that middle one, bring it to the bottom, and now the whole thing should be connected. And 1,000,000th attempt. We should be done. Is that everything? That's everything. We got it all. Look at that. We have a full train. Oh, this is so cool. Let's take this baby for a spin, shall we? Oh yeah, and the best part. Here comes the Laynce train. Choo-choo. Bit of functioning train in Minecraft. That's crazy. All right, let's park this back at home. This is the picture I used for reference. It's a 3D model I found on Sketchfab. That's so cool. But yeah, that is all 3 projects I wanted to do in this episode completed. I have been working on this video for 5 days or something like that. All we really have left to do is open the fair, and I think that's going to happen within the next few days, so I might even have time for a bonus project. Now, I'm really not sure if I'm going to have time to do this or if I really want to, but I think it would be a really cool idea if we made this bridge a little bit taller. Then this would be the perfect height for a boat to go through. One of the things that inspired me was Good Times with Scar. In the New Life series, he built an airplane really high up in the sky. Just imagine iPhone. Just imagine this as an airplane. There we go. Perfect airplane. And then he basically had just a bunch of glass panes going down it. And there was a minecart contraption at the bottom. Because they were glass, you could hardly see them. And he had it look like the plane was flying. What if we did the exact same thing, but with a boat? And just had the boat go all the way through and then just tour the entire area, and then basically just have ferry rides through the area. I think that would be really cool. But oh my gosh, it will take a lot of resources. But so did these projects, so I'm not too worried about it. Just, I'm going back and forth on it. I'm not quite sure if I want to do it yet. Okay, here's the plan. I'm gonna leave it up to chance. I'm gonna look at statistics and see how many blocks of peat I've mined. If it is an even number, we're going to make the boat. If it is an odd number, we are not. Let's look for peat times mined. Here we go. Even number, we're making the boat. Kinda wishing it was an odd number, but it wasn't, so we're gonna make this boat. I'm gonna do this tomorrow in the real world though, because I am really tired and it's like 11 o'clock at night. It's past my bedtime. So I will see you in the morning. So let's get started on that boat project. We're gonna call this Operation Skipper because of Jungle Cruise and Disneyland and stuff. So the first thing we need to do is plot out our course. We need to figure out where exactly the boat is going. So we want the boat to cut right through the middle, which means we'll probably end up having to make some changes. This might be an issue. So it looks like we can actually cut through here, which is good. If we mine all this out and make our own little river, we can get through a very narrow spot and make it to the other side. All right, here is another part where I'm worried about. I'm thinking we just dig out a massive hole. If we keep the same Y level, what if we go a straight line? That would be really easy if we could just go in a straight line. We can almost go in a straight line. I think that's what we're gonna do. So I suppose we should get started. I'm gonna do a lot of this off camera because it's a ton of work and I usually have YouTube open in the side now. This is probably the most building preparation I've done for a video. We've got that massive terraforming project we did. We have the train and we had all of those farms in the same video. And now we're gonna do a massive mining project and cave decoration as well. This is a giant episode. Progress update. I've got a schematic here that is invisible because it's in the cannon. We're going to supply the cannon with all the materials and then it's going to build it off the water and then we're going to move it into the water. So originally it was going to be on a regular minecart contraption and this is the reason I decided not to do that because look how it turns. First of all, we can't control the speed and the boat it does not turn right. So instead, we're going to be doing it on two separate train bogies. Each of these are actually on glass panes. This is what it looks like normally. If you have one pillar of it, it's basically invisible. So Scar, this is what you should be using for New Life. But this is the skipper boat I've designed, and I have a little bit of a test just to make sure it wasn't gonna flood the boat. People will be able to get on from this spot. You can see I've used the create mod shafts as a way to hold up the canopy. I'm using chutes as a smoke pipe, and then I have two alternators and one upside down Tesla coil for the engine. We've got some storage crates for decoration, and then the captain, or the skipper, will sit here. Now the greatest part about using trains over minecarts is I can actually control the maximum speed it moves, and it's really easy. So if I turn it down, you'll actually feel like a boat, and look at how much better that turning is because it's on 2 points instead of 1. But yeah, that is the idea. I've already got the schematic in the world and we've been working on getting the resources, so let's go finish that up and get this built. Oh yes, and one more thing before I forget, I decided that, well, if this is going to be a tour train, it has to be functional for the passengers. And although I loved the benches, I can't get up here. We kind of need it to be functional because there's one functional seat, and it was really annoying just trying to have people hold on for dear life. So I've installed these seats instead. It doesn't look nearly as good as it used to, but that's okay. It still functions and it still looks all right. I think we can carry up to 32 passengers, not including the conductor, because each of these can hold 8. That's 16, and then that's 32. We can hold up to half a stack of players, which is pretty good for a train. All right, so the boat is now completed. I'm just gonna do a few changes to it because I didn't take into account what side of the boat would actually be traveled on. So yeah, this is where the engine would go. We don't have the materials for that yet. However, I am going to switch the sides that these are placed on because where we want the entrance to the ride to be is on the, that's the entrance, the left side. Perfect, so that should be flipped now. I don't think there's anything else I need to swap. So let's figure out how deep we need the rails to be for the boat to be level with the water. So this scaffolding is actually the perfect height. So what I'm gonna do is just toss out my excess and then break this. And now we know how many we need to go. We need to go 9 deep. All right, let's try this. Go forward. And if we can go through the rock, we shouldn't have any worries. And we can, perfect. Imagine this going along the river and this is gonna be so cool when it's done. We are gonna have to figure out something about that bridge because this is a little bit taller. There's 2 options I have right now. Either we can bring the bridge up and then have a very sloped decline in front of the station, which is not ideal. Another option is we just have the boat clipped through the bridge, which I don't think is a good idea either. But the boat is in the water, so that part's good. good. So after doing some testing, I've decided that we're going to stick with this size bridge. I'm not going to recarve the river. Instead, we're just going to keep the same location, and we're going to try to figure out something that works with the create mod. The biggest issue is that the create mod tracks cannot be moved with the contraption. So we are left to figure out a way to remove the tracks and then place them back after the boat has passed. So this is the mechanism that I've been working on. So when the train goes over a specific part of the track, the machine will start to move upwards. And then this whole section, if I press this button, the whole thing will move up, and then this will trigger, that will break the tracks, and then it will go back down. Then the bridge will go up like this, and the boat will be able to pass through. The bridge will lower again, and then we'll have deployers set underneath the bridge to place through these blocks and then put the train track back. At least that's the plan for the moment, but hopefully this will give us a way to completely remove the bridge when the train is there and then replace it immediately after. So the boat runs on its own track, and when it reaches a certain point, it will trigger redstone. Now this is going to be what the boat triggers. When it gets up to the bridge, it's going to push that detector, and then it's going to scoop up the rails and then bring it back down. The bridge will open, and then it will stay open till the bridge goes across. Right now I have it on a timer, and then the bridge will close. Now obviously there's a track missing here. The train can't go, so I needed another system. So I have this one set up. The gantry goes up, it moves across, it launches one rail, it places all the rails, and then it brings it back and pushes it back down. What a system, am I right? My brain is currently exploded right now, but I think we have a functioning system. I just have to get it cleaned up, and we can build it in the survival world. Okay, it's all done. Doesn't it look amazing? I think it looks great. Yeah, this is not what we're using. This is the this is the abandoned version, the bad one. It did function, but the thing I wanted to do was have these gantries hidden until they were needed. And so I made a second version up in the sky that, well, I tried to do that. And I made a little bit of progress. Originally, there was a creative, what are these called? Creative motor. I had a creative motor here, and then I tried to replace it with the shaft so that we could bring it out and then down. But then I realized this design is terrible, and there are so many moving parts. It was so confusing, and I just decided to give up on it. So I decided, now we're going back down here. I decided to make it just 30 times easier. So I still have essentially the same systems. The only thing I've changed is the placing mechanism. So yeah, we still have the system where instead of a gantry shaft, now it's on a piston. So there's no gantries I have to worry about hiding. Let's just give a little bit of a demonstration. Imagine these buttons are the pressure plates that the train will run over. Push this pressure plate, the plows come up, they'll get rid of the train tracks. They'll pull back again, the bridge will go up, these go back into the ground, and they might be hidden away. I'm not too sure what I'm going to do about this yet, but then the boat will pass by, and then this pressure plate will get pressed, and then that bridge will go back down, and then the thing will go up, and then I am having a really hard time explaining what's going on. But yeah, basically the bridge will be back to normal. After I built this, I realized there's a slight complication in that these railroads will still exist. This is the one that the boat will be on, so I have to keep those in mind. I can't have the rails between the machines and the bridge, otherwise the pistons won't be able to extend, which is totally fine. That doesn't really ruin anything. It just means I have to dig a little bit deeper than I was expecting. All right, it's the moment of truth. It's all done. The whole machine has been fully constructed. All the power is done. I made a steam engine. This design is by Rabaduin. I have no idea how this functions, so I had to look up the tutorial, but fortunately was able to get it working, and now we have a supply for anything in here that requires power. I've got a console here for testing out all the mechanisms, but this is gonna be the real test. I have yet to actually test this whole thing underwater, so when I remove the granite, there's a chance that it will break the device, but really hoping it doesn't. I guess there's no better way than just to start breaking it and see what happens. I really hope it's okay. I've been recording this video for almost 3 weeks now, so I would really appreciate if you guys subscribed. So much effort has been put into designing and building in this episode, so I really hope you guys enjoy it. And if you do subscribe, thank you very much. Okay, we're just about done. That is the final block. Let's see if it still functions. All right, here's the test. We're gonna go into free cam for this. Step 1 is the deployers coming up and breaking it. Let's go ahead and start it. Go. Oh, no, look. There it goes. Okay, we're good. Now come back down. Yes, that goes up. Brilliant. Okay, it works just fine. Okay, bridge goes back down. Deployers go up. Oh, I need to get rid of that block. Oh, that's an issue. I think that's the problem. And for the lastest finale, here we go. This gotta work. Please. I fixed everything. Yes! Look at that. Okay, we just need to stop. And there it goes. Go back down. Perfect. Bridge goes up. And there we go. We're going through. Yes. That is awesome. Oh, it's perfect. I love it. It's amazing. Okay, well, that's all of our projects in this episode completed. The only thing left in this video is the tour. I've been preparing for weeks on end for this event, so I cannot wait to do it. I have a little bit of a surprise that it will be in the tour, so stick around for that. It feels weird. I've probably said that 3 times, but it's just weird. I'm finished. I'm done for. This is the end. Well, with all that out of the way, all that's left is the tour, which I am so excited for. I've plotted out exactly where the boat needs to go, mined out the cavern. I even wrote a script for what I'm gonna say on the tour. I cannot wait for you guys to see this video. There are so many cool things that happen on the tour. I'll be posting that video in a few days from now, but sadly, this episode has to come to an end. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.